A third point in this long checklist, yeah, that is me, blower door test. This is part of the HERS verification that we talk about. It's making sure that once the house has been built, once we take a look at all of the critical areas, aligning the air barrier with the thermal barrier, making sure windows are installed properly, making sure the insulation is tight. You measure the infiltration rate of the house. And I'd mentioned earlier this, keep doing that, this 5ACH50. Less infiltration is better. So if you can make a house very, very tight, you're going to score much better on the HERS score. One thing that you should know, and it's a little published fact, that if you start getting, I would say, 1.5 times a typical home, you're out of the Energy Star Homes program. You can't get above 7.5 air changes per hour and still qualify as an Energy Star home. So you're going to find at the very end of the whole process, this HERS rating process, a rater will come in, set up this blower door assembly. It's just a big frame covered with a shroud, a large fan, and they depressurize the house. The depressurization then starts measuring the amount of flow of air over that fan. So we can actually measure how much air is leaving that house at any given point in time. You can also use that as a way to design the house or redesign the house. Get that fan going, let it run for a half hour, go around the house. Look and find out how things are being sealed up. Are there critical areas that need to be addressed? So maybe not the first time, or maybe go into an existing house that you've already built, have a HERS rater come in, run the test, find out where the critical areas are. Number 4, ensure consistent exchange of air through the indoor. Actually, the tighter the house, you need more ventilation. So when you're looking at this particular note, this is not a requirement of the Energy Star Homes program, the national standard, but it is a requirement of the state program that we administer. Massachusetts New Homes with Energy Star requires that you have a fan, a ventilation fan, that is on a programmable timer, or the fan itself is programmable. It is rated for continuous operation. It has a noise rating of 1.5 sones or lower, and it meets the ASHRAE, the whole house meets the ASHRAE 62.2 standard, which is just, it's a measurement of air that's going out of the house that leads to a healthier home environment. The REM software, the HERS rater, can do those calculations for you and provide compliance reports to that effect. Duct blasting, we talked about this before, and Michelle's going to deal with it in length. Again, it's testing the leakage of not the house, but of the duct system. You saw a very large fan in the door of the house. In the private slide, it's a much smaller fan, a smaller area. As long as you seal everything with mastic and seal it well, you can get well below that state average of about 20% leakage. 6%, anything above 6% doesn't qualify. So there are exceptions to having to do this test. If you can build a very tight house and locate all of your ducts inside of that thermal envelope, remember that pink line we traced around the house, you don't need to test for duct leakage. Who cares if they're leaking? It's all going into the heated area that you want to distribute the heat in anyway. But Michelle will cover this in detail. I wanted to touch upon it because it is important to mention time and time again. It's a critical area where people are constantly, I don't want to say failing, but constantly having trouble reaching the standard. Ducts in conditioned space, you've heard me say it. It's not a requirement of the program, but it is recommended. You can see a standard system right here. The ducts, not all that well executed, I might add, are coming through the insulation, as opposed to this picture right here, where you've got all of your insulation. This is the slope of the roof going up, the back wall is insulated. All of these ducts are in conditioned space. You didn't have to test this house at all. It was tight enough. And if you can take advantage of knee walls, if you could actually do a hot roof in an attic where your ducts may be located, or insulate the basement, you don't have to face these issues. Get a better performing house with a little less work. I'm up against the clock, so I'm going to rifle through this real quick.
Straight foam?
Pardon me?
Was that straight foam going up the rafters?
No, it's cellulose. Actually, it was a hybrid system where they flashed the roof so they could do a hot roof and then pack the rest with cellulose. Number 7 deals specifically with everything that Michelle is going to be talking about. So I'm not even going to get into that right now. Number 8, and I think that's one of the last slides. For the purposes of meeting Energy Star requirement, qualified light fixtures in the following locations won't be allowed. What the utilities want, what the Energy Star program really wants, is to get a measure of the energy that you're using consistently. So why do we measure, storage rooms, closets, pantries, or garages? You're not in there but for a few minutes, a few times a day. And finally, you can do a little bit better than Energy Star. They have indoor air quality packages, and they also have advanced lighting packages. Christina's telling me to stop, and this is the one slide she helped me with, so allow me just to present that, then I'll stop. The advanced lighting package, again, is another checklist that you find in the Energy Star program. What it's asking builders who want to take advantage of that program is to use 60% Energy Star hardwired fixtures. So these aren't compact fluorescent bulbs. These would be pin-based fluorescent bulbs. 100% of the ceiling fans would have to be Energy Star rated. They can provide you, this package of information will provide you with a printout that shows an estimated annual energy savings of 70% just on lighting and ceiling fans. So is that the last one? Oh, no, last one was right there. Eligible appliances for Energy Star. When this standard was written, hot water heaters weren't included. They now are. So you could specify refrigerators, dishwashers, washing machines, and hot water heaters. Efficiency factors, EF, the higher the factor, the better off you're going to be. Kilowatts per hour, kilowatt hours per year, the lower that is, the less energy you're going to be consuming. So if you have questions at all, you go to energystar.gov. They have tons of areas dealing with products, dealing with homes, dealing with insulation. You can call anyone at the ICF office. You can hook up with a HERS rater, and they can give you all that information as well.